Welcome to the Crimson Comedy Show! Welcome to the Crimson Comedy Show. I'm your host, Andy. Today we got a very special guest today. He's a comedian, producer, and a club owner. Give it up for Frank Martinez.
Yo, 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 yo.
Oh yeah, thanks for finally coming. I
Yeah.
know we had to reschedule last time. You had a little situation, but thank you for hitting me back and wanting to come back. I was thinking maybe he's not gonna want to come, but then you hit me back and I was like, fuck yes, he's coming.
Yeah, no, I appreciate it, man. Honestly, it's just one of those things where like I just have way too much going. Like I literally, I still work a full-time job, like a day job. So it's like I literally go from my day job to the club to go work that, and then I still have to schedule my own personal shows outside of the club, and then I still have admin work and people hitting me up. So I'm glad we were able to make it work. I honestly was like, oh, this guy's dude thinks I'm gonna blow him off or whatever, but.
No, but that's crazy. I know you're busy, you got shit going on. That's why I always try to give the guests let you pick the time and days. But some people just don't get me back. You don't get back to me,
Yeah, I think you also have to want to do this kind of stuff, and I definitely feel like since we at Above the Iron don't have a podcast yet, like this is the only way I can get information out because I get questions about just our open mic, which we put out a lot of information about, but I still get questions on the basic stuff. So like this stuff, platforms like this allow me to have more comprehensive answers for people that have more want more detail.
So I've been hearing a lot about. Let's talk about it. You're the owner of Name Your Club. What's your club
Yeah,
name?
Above the Iron Comedy Club.
Shout out to you guys.
Mhm.
I've been hearing a lot about you. I've had some of your people on here. Like I had Bebos on here.
Yeah,
And
Bebos is the homie.
I was telling him, I was like, hey, have you heard about this place? Like, I'm there tomorrow. I was like, oh,
Yeah.
fuck.
hmm
But I'm not. A lot of people talked about your guys' open mics, and it's just. And then I've been watching you guys. You've been building the stage, making this shit look nice. It's pretty cool. Like, I'm gonna make my way out there. I was telling Frank. No, I said Frank. I mean, I was telling Phil. I said Frank.
Oh yeah.
Telling Phil, I'm gonna make my way out there maybe in the next month or so. Like, cause I've been busy with work, and I know you guys stay busy too, right? Like,
Yeah, dude, we're running. Originally, the idea was to run shows Wednesday through every other Friday. So every Wednesday, Thursday, and then every other Friday and Saturday, actually, when we first started. And then we took Saturdays away because we were still trying to figure ourselves out. Like, we didn't want to bombard people with too much. But honestly, we've had more Saturday shows, more weekend shows back to back than not. Like, this is the first weekend show where we didn't have a Friday or a Saturday or a Sunday even. And which was nice because I get a break for once. For the first time in 6 months, I've had a break.
yeah, cause summer can be busy or slow depending on the area too.
Yeah, it definitely has been a little bit of a challenge for us, but I think because of our location, Menifee is so interesting because the closest movie theater is at least 2 cities over. There's nothing to do there. There's tons of people. From my understanding, I could be wrong on this, but from my understanding, there's more people that live in Menifee than Murrieta and Temecula combined.
I've never been to Menifee. I've driven through there, obviously,
Most people.
to San Diego or Temecula,
Yeah.
but I've seen the signs.
Yeah, no, that's like the running joke is that like that's what you do. You pass through Menifee instead of actually being in Menifee, right? And I think that's why we're able to do what we do and why we have so many shows and that stay busy is because we're selling convenience. Like we are getting people from LA, from San Diego, touring acts to come to the club.
It's kind of like the perfect sweet spot in between the IE, LA, and San Diego. You're like right in the middle. So.
Yeah, and that's what's nice is when we have touring comics that are hitting LA on Thursday, they can hit up on a Friday or even on their way back. They go to San Diego on Saturday, and on Sunday they can come do a show with us. So we try to be flexible with everyone, and we are trying to bring different and bigger names. It's a small room, but even bigger names now need the smaller room so they can work on new material.
How many seats does the room hold?
We seat 50 exactly.
So do you split up 7 o'clock show, 9 o'clock? Like what's the
Yeah, we
schedule?
do. We normally do a 7 p.m. and then a 9 o'clock on the weekend shows.
What is your business hours? Do you have to like close at a certain time for like a curfew or something?
I think we have to be closed by like midnight at the latest because we're a brewery. We're not like a full bar. So full bars, I believe, can stay open till like 2 in the morning. But usually we try to be out of there by like 11 at the latest.
So what made you like to decide I want to start a club? You just got tired of trying to beg people for time and you said, I'm gonna start my own shit.
No, it wasn't even that. Like I've been in the game a while, so I was performing a lot. I didn't necessarily need more stage time, but it was one of those things where it was always something I wanted to do because I started in a club. When I started, there was a small comedy club in Marietta called Aces Comedy Club, owned by Rocky Osborne. Shout out to Rocky. He's the homie. Go check out his Dry Bar special. But he opened a club where I started and like felt like home. I mean, as soon as I did it the first time, I was there every day. Like I was working sound, I was working the door, I was driving comedians from their hotel to the room. I was driving them back to LA sometimes. Like I wanted every moment I could be there, I was there. And I wanted to do that for somebody. And I just thought that was one of those dreams where, oh, it'll never happen. I don't have money. I don't know how to I learned from that, but I don't know how to get money or how to do the financial part to do it. And I actually ended up going into Gray Iron Brewery. Shout out to them because without them we wouldn't be around. I went in there with the idea of opening an open mic, and they just were like, "Oh, we love comedy. By the way, we have this spare room," and they showed it to me, and it was like, you know, just the I could see all of it. I was like, "Oh my God, we have a room, like a full room that we can turn into a comedy club." And it's nice and it's different. It's separate from the brewery, so the brewery can still do their thing and we can just do comedy up here.
Can you hear each other from?
No.
Oh, that's
Like we
good.
did have one thing I think 2 weekends ago where they were doing like sometimes we'll do car shows outside and they had a band that we can't do anymore. So we did the one time. It was just too crazy. But we can do like outside events or even events downstairs where they have a DJ and stuff, and you cannot hear it upstairs, and vice versa, you cannot hear the upstairs to downstairs. So it makes it really nice for us to be able to do things and people to feel like they're secluded and just there for that room for just the comedy show.
So what's the sound like in that room? Is the sound good there?
It's great. It's like I'm telling you, when I saw the room and saw the potential, it was just one of those things where like everything's like falling into place. It's a smaller room. The backdrop originally is like a window that faces out. We had to cover it up only because the lighting would glare off of it. I wish we could have kept that because it was kind of
Is
nice to
there
see over.
curtains?
Originally when we first opened, we did curtains just to cover it up, but we ended up upgrading it and putting like a full on. I don't know. I guess like a backdrop. I guess it's like a full. Um, I don't know. It's like a frame, and then it just has like a cutout, and it's not done yet, but it does make the club feel more like a club. But the last touches, we just need to put the logo in the background, and then it's done.
You talking about the little green thingy?
Yes.
What is that? Is it like a little rainbow? Like a little? It makes
It's,
me think of
it,
like a Lucky Charms rainbow.
yeah,
Like
that's funny. Yeah, it was just like an archway that we decided to build, and so we basically got some 2x4s, made a frame, put some plywood on the front of it, on the back of it, and then we added LED strips to the archway, and so that's what causes that green glow. That's there. We are gonna add like a fence into the middle of it, and then our logo will be on top of that, and that'll kind of complete the look. And then we just have to paint, and then that's literally the last thing, and the club will kind of be like exactly where I want it to be.
it'll all fall in place.
Mhm.
You don't gotta rush. Like I moved this. This used to be my room. I moved this here. I put up some of these and I never even finished. Like I still have to put a bunch up. So if you see it from the camera, you'll see empty space. I've been lazy. I haven't
Yeah.
done it.
No, but that's part of it too. And I think like, the unfinished look gives it kind of a charm for now, and I think people also want to see us grow and like see where it goes. Cause like I have people that show me photos from when we first opened to now, and it looks completely different.
How long you guys been open now?
6 months?
I said I recently heard about it. Maybe in the last couple months, people
Mhm.
just from out here started heading out that way. So
Yeah, I think that what we're doing, I tell people all the time, like, if it's inconvenient for you to be there, I kind of get it. But like for me, it's like, it's one of the better rooms. It's a small room. People show up for every show, including the open mic. Like I was beside myself when our first open mic was like basically packed.
so do you guys have like locals, like real audiences already?
Yeah, like since day one, our opening weekend was the most insane thing I've ever experienced.
I'm not from Menifee, but what's the crowd like there? Like older white people, Hispanics?
You
What
know,
is it? Is it mixed?
it's kind of mixed. Like it's more mixed than I thought it would be because I've grown up in that area. And I thought for sure it was going to be kind of what I'm used to, which is the Temecula crowd. So, older white people.
The winos.
Yeah. And the thing is that they can be a little, for lack of a better word, stuck up. You know, you have to break them out of their shell before they're willing to laugh at kind of the lowbrow stuff or, kind of anything that might be a little preposterous. And so what I've noticed is people really embrace that we're a comedy club. The way that we branded it, they really like that. They were like, no, we like that we can go there and it's no hold bars. Like, I love the fact, like you brought up Babos. Babos is one of my favorite comedians in the scene because he does not give a shit. He's willing to go up there and leave it all up there, say the things he has to say, and for the sake of being funny. He's not going up there just being crude. He's going up there and making things that maybe most people can't make funny, really funny. And he was part of one of our opening acts for the opening weekend. And what we did is we did a headliner showcase. So it was four headliners, two different nights, four shows total, and each headliner got 20 minutes. So there was no like specific one act that got more time. And we all just had a great time just telling crazy ass jokes. And the audiences were loving it. And we've had that since the beginning. Like people just go there and they really let you do whatever you're gonna say, whatever you're gonna say.
So what is your schedule? You guys have open mic and then show nights? Like what is the weekly schedule?
So every Wednesday is open mic, for sure at 7. Um, Thursdays we do independent producers. So if you're an independent producer and you want to come do a show with us, if you're a touring act and you want to do your own show there, Thursdays is usually the night that we kind of allow that to happen. So we have a few producers that are monthly producers and a few producers that do more shows more often or less often. So we kind of work with all different kinds of people just depending on what you're trying to do. Um, and then Fridays, every other Friday, we have our in-house shows. And then depending on if you're a comic that needs to do a Saturday or a Sunday, then again, we'll go ahead and accommodate that as long as it makes sense for us.
Yeah, because I've already started seeing the independent producer shows, so I was like, dang, this place is already popping.
Yeah, no, I've been very lucky to get like a lot of good partners coming in and a lot of people that like really take pride in producing their shows because I think a lot of comics think anybody can do it. And I mean, that is kind of true. Like anybody can just get a spot at a show and start putting money into it. But like, I think when you get producers that really are proud about their branding and they want to be part of the Above the Iron family, because I take it very seriously. Yeah, it's your show and we're here to support you guys, but you guys need to take it just as serious as we do with the promotions and we promote and like it costs money for me to like have even other producers come in. So I want you to be just as serious about it as we are. And I've been very lucky to have that.
The last guest I have on is Sancho Sanchez, and
Mhm.
he's I don't know if you know him, but
Mhm.
he has a book about producing, about how to produce a show.
Oh,
So
that's cool.
we talked about it on the last episode. It's in my room. I'd grab it right now, but we're filming. I'll show you later.
Yeah.
But I recommend his book. I know you already established, but it's always good to have a little guide. That's basically what it is a guidebook to produce successful comedy shows. Like
Yeah.
so, yeah. But that's pretty cool. Now, like you said, how long you been doing comedy now?
Oh, I want to say like 13, 14 years, somewhere on that.
Damn, I thought you were doing it less than that. That's crazy.
No, it's been a long time.
And you started out here in the IE?
Yeah, I literally, Ace's Comedy Club was not even 5 minutes from my house. And the thing is, I didn't really understand that being a comedian was like a job or like a thing you could do. I just knew that there was a comedy club next to me. And um, I only went because a friend of mine was trying it and I was doing podcasting at the time. And he was like, dude, you should come and try it with me. And I was really doing it to support him. And it's funny because he did it the one time and I was the one that got addicted and did it ever since.
You know, it's crazy. Every time I talk to somebody, they're always like, oh, my friend did this. My friend, I came in here alone. I didn't know
Yeah.
anybody. I just Googled open mic and Ontario Improv popped up and
Mm,
I went to watch one and then I went and then it's just been history ever since. But I've met a lot of people along the way, but a lot of people have that story. My friend brought me to a mic. I'm like, I didn't fucking know anybody. It took me a
yeah.
long time, even after I started, to like find all the mics. That's why I said I think I met you in the Riverside mic. We met years ago. You probably don't remember, but
Mm.
through the buddy system we met there, and then we've been following each other for a while. And then I've been watching you. That was cool when you got to perform with Cheech and Chong. What was that like?
Dude, that was like insane. Like, I I cried. Like, if I'm being honest, like it I had been doing comedy already around 10 years, maybe 11. And I was, it was short, maybe a year after COVID kind of like changed things because I didn't really perform during COVID. I maybe one show every 6 months or something. And I was not sure if I was even going to come back to comedy. And when I came back, I kind of made a deal with myself, like, okay, you have to always be, writing new jokes, or you always have to be moving forward in the industry, or you can never feel like I'm just running in the same place. Like, as long as we're moving forward, I can keep pursuing this at the level that I was pursuing it at. And so when I started doing that, a lot of doors kind of opened up for me, and this was one of them. And doors, you, I'm a big believer in like opportunity. You have to be ready for the opportunity that comes to you. So like if I hadn't been doing comedy for the amount of time that I had been doing it, I don't think would have been ready for that opportunity. And so going through the COVID thing, reinventing myself and kind of getting more secure in what I was doing, I got the opportunity to do some marketing stuff for Blaze Mota, they're a marijuana drink company,
Mhm.
and they had a project with Cheech specifically. They had a drink that was like a michelada, but no alcohol, it was THC infused. And so I was doing the photos and videos for that, and through that I got the chance to go hang out at the Cheech, the museum that Cheech opened up, and we were doing a photo shoot there with the drink, and I got to meet like some of the managers that were there at the place, and um I have this Cheech and Chong tattoo somewhere right here, right? And so I kind of mentioned it to the marketing director, and I was like, what would be kind of funny is if I, uh, I would totally get Cheech and Chong's signature, and then I would tattoo their signature on me. And they were like, that would be a great idea for a video. And so they're like, you're gonna come to the launching of this drinks. And so I was like, okay, cool. Like, we'll do it there. So we ended up going to the launching of this product, and I got to meet Cheech, I got to meet Chong, I got to meet their whole marketing team, and I found out that one of the, I don't remember what her position was, but I'm pretty sure she was in charge of the marketing team. But she's also a stand-up comic, and so
Nice.
we started talking and hanging out, and then I found out they were going to do this comedy special thing, and then I got invited through that. So like being ready for that opportunity to just talk, be around, have ideas, be useful, gets you to the door to be able to do the thing that you need to be able to do.
That was a lot of shit aligning up together to make things. That's crazy. It's like the
Always,
universe was crazy.
always, dude. I think even anything I've ever done, it's always that. And if you're, again, it comes back to being ready for that opportunity. If I wasn't ready to know how to talk to people, if I wasn't ready to pitch ideas or know how to do things, it doesn't work. And I think it's a culmination of all the things, the years that I spent doing this and other things, that it all aligns up, you know?
That's why I always say networking is everything, especially
Hmm.
in comedy. Like you have to network with it. You have to be cool with everyone and expand your portfolio. You say you're a photographer. I remember I used to watch you film drones. You still do that? The
Oh yeah,
drone, the drone
yeah.
filming.
For my day job, yeah.
That's like you get paid. That's even better. That's cool. Like
Hmm.
I had a neighbor. He bought my old place. He bought a drone on day one. He crashed into a tree, and
Yeah.
it stayed up there for like 6 months. Then the tree trimmers came and got it for him.
Oh, that's so funny. No, that actually happens to quite a bit of people. Like people think like, because I think cinematic drones or consumer level drones are pretty easy barrier to entry. 400 bucks you can get one, and people will just start flying them. But I always tell people like they're dangerous. They're crazy, especially if you get like a really high end one or you build one. Like it's better off if you actually buy a controller and get in a simulator and just play it like a video game, have fun, do it for a few hours and see if you can even handle it, because it is a lot, especially like if you get onto like FPV flights where you're flying with the goggles. When I first started that, I didn't even think I was gonna be able to handle it because it is so much input, like just watching the drone do its thing. And once you kind of spend a few hundred hours in there, like you get used to it.
Have you seen those drone videos where they like film like their stage like something going on in a house
Hmm.
and the drone will fly through and people are interacting and they have
Yep.
to move and it's like a commercial.
Yeah.
Would you consider doing that for Above the Iron? Like
So we
fly through like a comedy show, but everybody's pretending that it's
Yes,
really going
yeah.
on.
So
It's an act, you
it
know.
has to be, because the thing is that the drone, even so, I have a drone that's the size of my palm, and it does 4K, so it does good. The only thing that sucks, the lighting isn't that great, so you do have to kind of fake the lighting and stuff. But the I would love to do something like that. It is really hard to do those kinds of flights. You have to be really dialed in, not just on the drone, on your controller, but as a person. I would have to do a lot of
Well,
practice flights and really get comfortable, because like I do stuff now where I get close to people, but I have yet to do something where like in in that building, the ceilings are very low. Like I would say it's almost similar to like what we're at right now. So you have to be very in control. And because of how small the room is, um, I would have to kind of go in. I would want to kind of pan out to show the bar, so the bartender pouring a beer or something, fly back around, and then show off the show, go over the heads of the people, which already is not that big of a gap, and then come back around and then exit. So it is something I would have to feel super confident in.
Maybe what you could do is just have a few people in there and
Hmm.
edit in a crowd of people to make it look. I don't know. I'm
Yeah,
just
yeah,
throwing out
that
ideas.
that might be the way to do it. There's a few ways we could do it to kind of help like manipulate the situation so you just get the feel of it. But one day I've definitely thought about doing different things. The one thing I think would do for sure is if we're doing like an outside event and an inside event, I would want to do a fly around and then fly close to the window, and then we can like do one of those transition where we transition right into the room, so it looks like it flies through the window kind of thing.
Or maybe you could just do it, just show the room once you've finished it
Hmm.
without the crowd. Just fly through, look at the bar, whatever. And then
Yeah.
I don't know if you can trust anyone to film you, but you'd be on stage
Hmm.
and they'd film, or if you trust it, or maybe
Yeah,
you could just edit it to make it look like it's being filmed by the drone, but just
that's
switch
true.
cameras. I don't know. I just think that would be sick because I know I like watching drone videos.
Hmm.
I know you do that. I like watching, like I said, their stage commercials. That
Hmm.
shit's sick. And then I like watching. Have you ever do that? Watch where they're like racing inside warehouses? They're like
Oh,
abandoned warehouses.
yeah, yeah, yeah. So that's called like bando flying. So like abandoned buildings
Yeah,
and
that's
stuff.
sick.
So I've done a little bit of that. It's super fun, but that's where it gets expensive because you're constantly crashing. It's like comedy. Like if you're not bombing, you're not learning kind of thing. So if you're not crashing your drone, you're not necessarily like pushing yourself to do the things, you know. And I've done some of that like over in oh, it's not Glendale. And like I guess it would be like Pasadena. No, no. There's a Glendale Bridge. And you can go down there, and it's such a big bridge that you can actually fly your drone in between the pillars and stuff. And it's like a known like FPV drone spot where you can get some really cool footage. And there's some other part of the bridge that's like hidden like down in like with trees and stuff. So you have more things that you can like kind of get close to, and it looks really cool. And you can do flips in between them and stuff. So
Yeah, you do a lot. I'm like thinking you're a photographer, you're a comedian, you're this, you're that. I'm like, God damn, like how do you have time for all this?
I
Like,
don't. I don't. I'm
what
tired all
what's
the
your
time.
what's your drug of choice? Just kidding.
Freaking yeah, no, it's lack of sleep. It's just pushing, man. Like I genuinely I think I have a problem. I think I can't say no to anything, and I just kind of say yes to a lot.
Thank you for coming here.
Yeah. But I do think this year has been the one where it's definitely pushed me a lot because like I said, I go directly from my full-time job to another full-time job, and then I'm still doing shows at other clubs. You know, I'm still doing shows most nights. So, and there's been times where like I have shows and the club is still running without me. So, you know, where I can't turn down shows at the club because we need to stay busy and keep going. And then also like I get opportunities, you know, to do. I just got a couple opportunities to go work at the Laugh Factory in San Diego. You know what I
Sick.
mean? So it's like I can't be in two places at once, unfortunately, but I'm very fortunate that I have a really good team that does help me run that place when I'm not there.
Are you gonna make merch like above the iron merch,
We
like
have
t-shirts?
merch.
Oh, you do?
We do have merch. We have merch. It's only available online. That's the only thing. If you click the link in our bio on our Instagram, you can get, you know, access to that. But I do eventually want to have merch on hand. It's just it's expensive.
Hell
That's the
yeah.
thing that sucks is print on demand doesn't cost me anything, at least up front. So like if you click on, you know, go order it, it'll get sent to your house and you can get t-shirts and sweatshirts right now.
Yeah, like I have a merch guy too, but his machine's been broken for a couple months, and I'm
Oh,
like, I'm trying to stay loyal to you, but I want to make new T-shirts, new designs, like for the podcast or
yeah.
whatever. And I usually give stuff away to all my guests.
Mhm.
I'm out of everything. I have no
Yeah, yeah, no,
stickers, no
don't worry
shirt.
about it.
I owe you a sticker or
Yeah.
something next time I see you, all right? But you have to market yourself. Like
Hmm.
I give away a lot of shit for free. The
Yeah.
stickers, I used to sell the shirts. Sometimes I'll give people free. Depends on who it is, you
Hmm.
know. How cool are you, you know?
Yeah.
But for the most part, I try to hook people up. You know, I don't make money when I sell my merch. I sell them just enough so I can buy more. You know,
Yeah.
I made one investment one time,
Mhm.
sold the shit, and just kept buying,
Mhm.
buying, selling, buying, selling. So like, I sell them for like $20 to $25. Like it costs me like $18 to $20 to make it,
Mhm.
depending on the shirt and the size. So like some people are just cheap. They don't want to pay. I'm like, full. I'm not making money off this. You know.
Yeah,
It,
that's so wild to me too, because uh, like this shirt, for example, I love this shirt. It's one of my favorite shirts. This is a $50 shirt. This is
for
fifty
that little
dollars
design.
for. Well, it has one on the back too, but still, like, yeah, it it's not a bad shirt. I really like it. I like the cause that it supports and everything. But that's the thing that kind of gets me about when people sell their own merch. They kind of underprice themselves or like, and I always tell people you can't be afraid because the thing is at the end of the day, if people want to support you, they are. And I've seen that firsthand with the club. Like I don't feel like our prices are crazy, even though when we first pitched our prices, we were telling people we were going to be $25, and they were like, "That's insane for like local comedians." And I was like, first of all, who said we're just gonna have local comedians? Second of all, like, yeah, like that's what it takes to support people. And realistically, if I'm being super honest about it, we don't make money. Like, we really don't. We like, I genuinely, right as of right now, we're only at a place where we're doing just enough so I can pay taxes and I can pay the door guys, and maybe I can buy myself some. I buy myself gas and I buy the ads. That's where all the
Put it
money
on the
goes.
company credit card.
Yeah,
No,
pretty yeah, right. Like, and that's the thing is you got to manage all that too.
but check this out. People don't realize, like, yeah, you're starting out, right? Go to any other club, you have to pay for tickets, 2 item minimum, blah
Yep.
blah blah. Like, you're still spending money. Like,
Hmm.
and if you want a club that's for us type of people or our level of comedy, like, just support, you know?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
I don't mind. Like, sometimes I'll go if I'm having a show. I'll give people in for free, or
Hmm.
if I know comics, I'll get comics for free. But if you're a guest, like, come on, like, buy a ticket, friend.
Yeah.
Like people always tell you all the time, when's your next show? When's your next show? You tell them they don't come. So it's like, fuck, man.
It is tough because you're right. Like I think you have to find the people that actually want to support you, and I think it's become easier now that we have social media because, and I hate putting it this way, but I feel like it's just the truth in the sense that like a stranger will support me 100% versus somebody that knows me. And I don't think that it's your friend or family member or whoever's fault. I think when people know you for so long, they kind of have this image of you. And
Mhm.
when and when you're a stranger and they meet you and you're like, you're this comedian, you do all these things, like, oh, of course I want to support you. Like in their mind, you're a rock star. And I'm not saying your families or friends shouldn't think of you that way, but I can see why it's harder for them to like, you're the guy that I've known forever and we talk shit and but also you're to other people you're a big deal.
Like I've been doing comedy almost 4 years,
Mm.
and only maybe once or twice I had family come out.
Oh yeah,
They do not care.
they. I don't. I think care is maybe it's just me. I tend to give people the benefit of the doubt way too much. I just think that like people are busy and they nobody thinks of you as much as you think they do,
Mhm.
and I don't know. In a way, to me, that's really humbling. Also, I don't want any of my family members there. It's
It's
weird.
like the ghetto ones in the back.
Yeah. Well, it's not just that. Like I think compared to my character on stage, I'm quite different. I feel like this is very much of me. I'm very calm. I I'm a bit well mannered, I would say. And the guy that's on stage is a guy that's willing to call you a bitch to your face or say some crazy shit or call you out on some stuff, you know? And though that is me, it's definitely a character.
They called your onstage persona or something.
Yeah, exactly. It's to me, honestly, like what really shaped that was wrestling. I love wrestling.
You're a heel or what?
Not I wouldn't say I'm a heel, but I tend to be like on the heel side of things. I'm not gonna ever like be against you, and I think it's hard to be like Anthony Jeselnik. I feel like would be considered like a heel in our industry, right? But even he has to toe that line because at the end of the day, if you're a comic, people have to like you,
Yep.
you know. But I do think like the Attitude Era of wrestling specifically showed us that you can be a heel and people can still like you for being that guy. You know, The Rock is somebody I look up to with his character development was like, oh, I can push the boundaries by calling people out on shit. I don't always have to be their friend, but they do have to show, they have to respect me enough to where when I do insult them, they understand it's a joke.
Mhm.
But I will say I do think I do a really good job of making people understand like I'm fucking with you. Like I've even had at one instance because I do tend to call people a bitch a lot. I don't know why. It's just it's something I grew up with my cousins, you know?
Bitch.
Yeah, we just call each other bitch all the time. And so I brought that into my show and I was doing a show at Derby's over in Hemet and I was talking shit to some chick and when I call someone a bitch, it really is more in a term of endearment or like, bitch, fucking relax. You know what I mean? Like, And this dude, her dude approached me after. He was like, "Hey, dog, I was fucking pissed at you, but honestly, that shit was fucking funny. You can call my lady a bitch whenever you want." And I was like, "Oh, cool, thank you." Like,
You just can't call them a "see you next Tuesday." They hate that
what?
word.
Oh, yeah, 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 yeah. I mean, I don't use it just because I didn't grow up using it so casually, so I don't really know how to like use it in a proper context that like won't piss someone off. You know what I mean? So I think that's why I can get away with a lot more. But my mom curses a lot. My mom is a funny person, so I think that's kind of why it feels more natural to use some of the words I grew up growing
Where do
up
you
with.
think you got like your I don't know, your comedy persona from? Do you feel like you got it from your childhood, or is it just something you developed later in life?
I struggled with it for a long time, but again, I really kind of got my shit together after COVID. It was like, who do I want to be on stage? And the one thing I kept coming back to is like the guy that I'm with my friends, the guy that's talking shit, the guy that doesn't, is not afraid to be loud, the guy that's not afraid to like just say things that most people are thinking. Be
Hmm.
that guy. And so slowly I've been developing that. And what it is now is pretty much that. It's just somebody that I'm having fun, so you're gonna have fun along with me, even though we're talking shit to each other.
Yeah, that's how I grew up too. Like a lot of my friends in school, we always used to laugh, talk shit to each other.
Mhm.
Like junior high and high school was like probably the greatest times of my life. Just no care in the world, just fucking around with your friends, doing whatever you
Exactly.
want. Like if we can go back.
Yeah, well, like, I'm very fortunate that I grew up with like a big family, right? So my dad is one of 12. So yeah, so I got literally 1,000
What's your
cousins.
ethnicity?
My dad's Mexican, and then my mom's Peruvian. So Latino all around, but just from different places.
Very fertile,
Yeah,
huh?
yeah, right. And so I have all these like cousins or basically older brothers and older sisters that we all grew up with each other. And like I always tell people, I'm like the least funny one. I'm just the one that like did something about it. But like all my cousins make me laugh so fucking hard. And like when I get the opportunity to get them back, like that's where like my persona really like is like I want to be that guy as much as possible.
That's why like when I'm talking to my friends, I get most of my ideas or my some stories pop up in my head.
Mhm.
Does that happen to you when you're with your family? Like do you write down a quick premise or some shit that went on?
Sometimes, yeah, it's more like, you know what I'll do? I'll test the premises on them a little bit when we're kind of like telling stories or little things. And like that to me has been the biggest help is if I can get them to laugh, I know it's funny.
Do,
And so I'll bring that into the
do
act.
any of your tios like, oh, you think you're funny? Like, do they ever fuck with you?
They try to, you know what? Actually, yes. Actually, I have my Uncle Juan, that fool, he's always picked on me. And I don't know why I'm saying this, but
You don't have to say
no,
it
no,
if
no,
you
I
want
want
to.
to. It's just very funny because I don't necessarily share like stuff like this. And so I'm Peruvian, and he actually knew my mom. They went to high school together. I believe, yeah, her, my dad, and my uncle, they all knew each other for a long time.
Mhm.
And so he knows her background being Peruvian and everything. Sometimes he'll start drinking and he'll, come here, mijo. And then he'll be like, did you know that your great great uncle was a llama trainer? I'm like, shut up. What are you talking? Like they just say the dumbest, funniest shit
A llama
sometimes.
trainer?
Yeah, because like llamas are from
For
Peru.
yeah.
And so he'll be like, yeah, you had the greatest llama trainer uncle around. So I think you should stay here on the ranch and train my llamas. I'm like, you don't have any llamas. Don't worry, we'll get some. I'm like, what are you talking about? So like, it's just funny little shit like that that I love. That I don't know. I mean, I would love to bring that to my act. I just don't know how.
You could
You
just be
know?
like, if in an alternate universe, I could be a llama trainer right
Yeah.
now.
Right. But I think the willingness to be funny and to like not care, not like they don't care that it's like this crazy ass joke. They just want to be funny and enjoy somebody else. And like that's the biggest thing that I take away from my family. And then what's made me want to put that into my act is when you come to my show, I promise you all of us are gonna have a good fucking time. We're gonna laugh a lot.
That's what I love about comedy is like I said this before, like all the bullshit's gone. Once
Hmm.
you enter the room and people are laughing, it's just it's fun. It's fun to enjoy it together.
Yeah.
Like when you see people laughing, you're laughing. You're like you can break out of your shell. Like I like I like going there because, like I said, we all have problems. We all go through our own shit, and this is a place you can go to escape all that. if you're upset at a comedy show, like you got more problems. You need to go talk to your therapist or something.
Yeah, I do think, like you're saying, like those are the people that like bring their bullshit to the show, and I have a show actually where I don't want to say where it's at because I don't want to make it seem like these people are a certain way, but they kind of are. But I do have to like tell them like, hey, look, for the next hour, comics are going to come up here and try to make you laugh. I promise you they're not trying to change your mind on anything. I promise you that they're not trying to say a statement. But they might have opinions that are different from yours. So if you don't agree, it's okay. Either don't laugh, you can go outside if you want to blow off steam, but don't ruin the show because you don't agree or you're upset about something. And it's kind of crazy that we have to warn people, but people also, I think, don't realize that like what we're saying, a lot of it is jokes, which is crazy.
That's what it is. Like I try to explain to some people, like I'm up there telling jokes. I'm not going up there doing factual speeches.
Hmm.
Like I'm not there giving a fucking speech or trying to change you to my opinions. Like I go up there and make fun of myself. And if
Hmm.
you are offended by that, then I don't know what to tell you. Like
Yeah.
I try to make light of situations that I go through and maybe you can relate to and
Hmm.
be like, oh fuck, well he's laughing at it. Why can't I laugh at this? Like can't take life so serious. Like we ain't here for a long time. Like
Hmm.
so live, laugh, love. Like the white
Yeah.
girls.
Yeah, dude. I think that's what it is. We're just here to enjoy a good time, and people, I don't know, people forget that, and it's weird to me.
That's what sucks nowadays is like I don't like to talk about politics, but
Hmm.
just like political shit fucking divides people, and like
Hmm.
I feel like comedy is a place where everyone can come together. There's every race, every color, every size, every shape, handicap, disabled, whatever it is. Everyone comes together, and we're all doing the same thing.
Hmm.
Just trying to make people laugh. And then there's people who, for some reason, don't even like that. Like how can you hate something so diverse?
Yeah, no, it is an interesting thought. I don't know. I think people get set in their ways, and to me, my whole philosophy is how can I figure out how we can work together? I don't care if you're blue, pink, whatever, if you believe in this, you believe in that. I don't care. What I care about is how we can move forward together and both kind of, I don't want to say benefit, but mutually benefit, I guess. How can we make any situation better? You
I,
know?
I was listening to Felipe Esparza on a podcast, and
Mhm.
he was like, "Comedy's a place where, like, people when we're at shows together, I wouldn't hang out with you outside of this, but it brings people together.
Yeah.
Now we're going to the movies together, we're going to the mall together, we're getting lunch together. Like, people you would have never thought you'd be hanging out with, just because you all share something mutual. Like you all have the same like mind. Like we as comics, we see the world different. Like we're always looking for the funny, trying to make something light of situations, like, and I don't know, I love comedy. This shit saved my life. I had nothing going on in my life. Like, I tried music, it didn't work out.
Yeah.
Like, and I tried comedy. It's okay right now. It's moving,
Hmm.
Now I'm doing podcasts, like it's just open, like you said, the opportunities you had doing your photography, doing this, doing that, it's just opened more doors. Like, I started comedy now. I started this, like, and it's just a few more doors open than I had before. Like if we weren't here right now, like, how would I know you? I wouldn't. I met you a few years ago. We're here now talking. Now we're here promoting your fucking thing. Like, the thing just keeps going. Like, we need each other. We need to support each other. We need to, like, be a community. There's for a long time, like, people have been too cliquey, too many gatekeepers. Like, we don't move forward like that. Nobody makes it alone.
Yeah.
Name one famous comic who's like, I did it by myself and nobody helped me. Like,
Oh, no one, no one. You
nobody.
can't. And like, honestly, that's one of the biggest takeaways I've had from this is learning to build your team. Like, who do you trust? Who, and not just like trust with like information. Who do I trust to like actually show up and do a good job? Like when you start producing, I think that really puts things in perspective. Like you can have a lot of homies, but if your homie isn't going to actually show up on time, isn't going to actually do the time that they say they're going to do, isn't actually going to deliver, like I'm paying you guys. Like, and I know it's not like, I, I do want to work with more people, but at the same time, like, give me a reason why I should give you money. You know what I mean? Like, make it worth it. And I think that's a crazy thing to say, but at the same time, like, not enough comics, I think, treat this like a business.
See, that's the problem is like with this. I had a producer for a couple episodes, didn't work out. Like, you have to have someone who sees your dream, your vision.
Hmm.
This was my dream and my vision. That person didn't see it, didn't take it serious. So I was like, you know what? I don't need you. I'll do this by myself. Like, I'm it's gotten better. I'm still doing it. I could have quit then. Like, that was only a few episodes in. I'm on episode 63 right now. So
There
like,
you go.
sometimes you just if people don't share the same vision, then just move on.
Yeah.
Find the people who do. One day I'll have a producer, hopefully.
Yeah, no, I'm sure you will. I'm sure you'll find other people that want to, you know, help you get to where you want to be. Because the thing is that when you get to where you want to be, you're going to help all these other people get to the same place.
Yeah.
The comics that, not just the door guys, but comics that are in my circle that genuinely we call each other. We see how, dude, I have so many good comics in this scene that support each other. And like, that's my ultimate dream for here is, look, IE doesn't have to be different from LA or San Diego. We have so many comics that work out here, then have to go back to those places because that's where business is at. But if we just build this scene together and unify it in a bigger way, everybody benefits.
I think in the next 10 years, this place can have potential. It can be the next comedy capital, like, because those places are already like, they've had their time. It's
Mhm.
time for something new.
Yeah. No, I think it's definitely possible. It's kind of always shocked me that like more clubs or more comedy spaces haven't opened up in the IE. I understand it's hard. It is hard owning a venue. It is having the overhead and everything. Like I'm very fortunate that I share a space with somebody, so I don't have to take all of that on. But it is necessary to find more places to do comedy and consistently. You know, a lot of breweries are opening their doors. Breweries need people to be there. But I also think like you need to have a company or a production to like own that place and like make it like why do they want to go to that one comedy show? Make it a good show.
So far since you've been doing it, like, have you had to deal with any hecklers or any crazy things? Like, how do you guys keep people in line? You guys have security, or you got the door guy security? Like, what's the
The door
situation?
guys are pretty much security. I kind of help out when I'm there. We did have an incident literally opening weekend. Um, and we didn't really have like a rule put in place. So like we had this couple that they they're regulars at at the brewery and they are kind of known for being characters themselves. And so uh, this lady kept standing up during the show. And I'm a known crowd work comic. I roast people. That's kind of my bread and butter. And I was kind of letting her have it a little bit. Nothing crazy, nothing to where the audience is going to get upset at me for it. But the lady was being disruptive. And so I was hoping that with me like shutting her down or like making fun of her, it would get her to kind of calm down. But it didn't really happen to the point where like we did have to ask her to like leave the show.
Do you guys announce rules before the show? Like,
Yeah.
like no heckling this and that, and like,
We yeah, we have a set of rules that we have a cold open usually that happens before that a comic goes up and does. And that kind of explains everything. Like, don't have your phones out. Like you can take photos, but no video. Keep table talk to a minimum. If you need to get a drink, go to the back, things like that. And then we do talk about hecklers. Like, please do not heckle if a comic addresses you. Like, if you want to be part of the show, feel free to. Don't feel like you have to. So things like that. But it's tough because I think because I'm such a crowd where I most of my jokes, I blend crowd work and material with most of my stuff. And so I am constantly talking to the audience, and I try to, most shows I'm on, if maybe I'm opening, maybe I'm featuring, sometimes I'm headlining, or I've even hosted a lot of shows there. So I think it's natural of the club to have hecklers because of what I do. But I do try to tell comics like, do your job, don't be a dick, you know. And then also we did add a three strikes rule kind of thing. Like if you're being disruptive, that's different than being part of the show. So if we have to tell you once, okay, you have two more tries, and then if not, then we will ask you to leave.
yeah, because like I was wondering, like, you never know how people are gonna react. Like, I know I have friends who like never been to comedy shows. They think that everything's crowd work and they're afraid to sit up front. I'm like, listen, if the comic talks to you, just don't respond.
Mhm.
If you don't want to react with them, then don't. And then they're gonna move on because you're not gonna stand there looking dumb waiting for a response.
Yeah.
Like, so yeah, people don't be afraid. And if you want to engage, be ready because
Hmm.
we're good at this. Comics are really good at clapping back. So I don't think you're gonna come out out funny someone.
Well, I always tell people too, like, you know, I'm there to do a show, and my goal isn't to make you look like an idiot. You know, I want you to have just as much fun as everyone else. So I promise you, like, I'm gonna, poke at you, but it's all in jest, and it's never gonna really like. The only time I'm gonna make you look dumb is if you give me a reason. I kind of operate the same way, like how they describe T-Rexes in Jurassic Park, Like if you don't move, maybe I won't see you, kind of thing. We actually had a guy sit in the front, and he didn't smile, not a laugh, nothing. This guy would like frown at you, and it drove me insane. And I had to like, I like couldn't do jokes because I kept like wanting to go after this guy, and I wasn't like being a jerk to him, but I finally cracked him after like 10 minutes, but it took a while.
Did he have resting bitch face or something?
Dude, he had resting dick face, dude. It was crazy, dude. That like it literally like when he would smile, his smile would droop down. Like it was literally the opposite of a smile.
Maybe
It
he
was
had a
crazy.
stroke or something. He
He was a
couldn't
young
smile.
dude. He's like
Oh,
20. Like it's
oh.
crazy.
Yeah, because I've learned to ignore hecklers. Like I've had people like shout out stuff. In the beginning when I first started comedy, I would like address them, but then someone said 9 times out of 10, when they say something, the audience isn't even listening to what they said or they didn't hear what they said, so just ignore them, you know? So like the last show I had a girl that kept interrupting and they were like a bunch of coworkers came
Hmm.
and I just ignored her and it was great. Like I was like, all right, cool. She just looked stupid, you know?
Yeah.
She kept trying to like react to every joke I said and like pointing at her friend like, oh, that's her, right? Oh, that's this. Like, shut the fuck up. Like,
Yeah.
let me
Yeah.
tell my jokes. I'm not talking about your friends here, you know?
No, that's a fair way to do it because I will say sometimes I fall into the trap of like now I have a hard time getting the show back to where I want it to. And so that can be tough too.
Have you had a heckle you so bad that like you literally lost train of thought and you had no idea what you were talking about?
Not heckle me so bad, but like I didn't feel like they got me in any kind of way, but like definitely if I get derailed from what I'm doing, I'm like, what am I talking about? I have no clue. Like especially because like if I lose the timing of the set, which is why I put a clock in the back.
Oh, nice.
I hate not knowing what my time is. And I also like I do think comics should know the difference between like 5, 10, 20 minutes. But at the end of the day, if I get derailed and I don't know where I'm at in the time, I'm fucked. So I made sure that I put a timer in the
Have you
back.
seen the ones that have where it's on the floor?
I kind of like that too. I'm thinking about getting one of
It's
those.
easier to not so that they look down, they see it or whatever. Or I think there's new ones that flash too. That I don't know. I don't know how they work. I've just
Yeah.
seen them before, but yeah, I like places with clocks. I don't like looking for someone's cell phone light. Like
Yeah.
half the times I'm not paying attention. I have to like, where are they? Like, fuck, did I get the light? I don't even know. You know?
Yeah, and most of the big like if you're a bigger act that's not doing a theater or like something like an outdoor arena or something, they give you timers.
I'm sure
So
they have them on Amazon. You could buy
yeah,
floor clocks or something.
yeah, oh yeah. I bought the one that we have. I think it was like $30. It wasn't bad at all.
That's nice because it helps for comedies. What is your lighting like? Cause you guys have bright lights. Is the lighting legit in there?
It's changed. It is legit, but it's changed after a while. So like before we had just two spotlights in the back, and they weren't bad, but it was very blinding, which is I think pretty standard for most clubs and stuff. Like I could only do crowd work with like the first two rows. I couldn't see everybody. But we added some new lights, and so we still have the spotlight, but we added some more like I don't know how to explain them, but they like light up the whole place. So it's not too bright in there.
House lights?
Yeah, I guess they would be like house lights kind of thing. And so now I can see everybody in the room.
Do you guys have tables or is it just chairs?
We have chairs and then we have kegs that we have they're like little like tables like this kind of.
Put little lights on them or something.
We have candles on them, so but it's more aesthetic than actually helping.
Because I've been to venues where it's so blinding, like
Mm-hmm.
I cannot see anything in front. It's like talking to the void, and that like
Yeah.
discombobulates me. Like it's happened
Really?
to me twice where like I need to look at people and connect
Mhm.
with people. That's just me. I'm not saying for everyone,
Yeah.
but I don't like this happened to me twice where it was so blinding. I couldn't even barely see the hand in front of me. Like it's
Yeah.
just darkness. It's like you're talking. It just I don't know. It threw me off. I don't know.
It was kind of like that in the beginning. Like I said, you could for sure see the first row, but anything really past it was kind of tough. But I don't know. It made me concentrate on my jokes more. That's for sure. But I don't know. Now I like what we have now. I'm not complaining about it, but I've done so many different kinds now. I'm just like I'm there to do my jokes however I'm going to do them anyways. So, you know.
Where do you plan on taking this? Like, how far do you want to go with this? Like, I know you've had some decent headliners
Mhm.
pop through and like that. Do you have any like people on your list that you want to work with?
Oh, for sure. just I guess just to put it out there, Fluffy, I'm coming for you, dog. Like, and not just like yeah, if you ever comes does our small 50-person room, cool.
Tell Bebos he knows
But
him.
no, I know him too. Don't worry, trust me.
There you go.
We're talking. We're he. It's not like he doesn't know.
Offered to do a photo shoot for his birthday or
Yeah.
something.
Well, the other thing we're working on is for our anniversary, we're doing a small comedy festival. So that's we haven't even talked about. I mean, it was something we're talking about, but like
Exclusively here on the
pretty
Crimson
much,
Comedy Show.
it's the first time I'm like openly talking about it.
Well,
But
now you have to talk about
yeah,
it. When is it?
it'll be hopefully the first weekend of February.
Oh, we still got time.
So we have a lot of time. So we're trying to bring in some bigger names. With that, that's like a big thing that's happening for us. So it's hopefully going to be 5 different comedy shows, alternating from our outside portion of Gray Iron to the inside. So you'll if you buy a ticket, you'll get access to all the shows. We might do tiers depending on how many comics we have put on there, but there's going to be different styles of comedy going on all throughout the day.
It's gonna be called Iron Fest or what?
No, I don't know what we're gonna call it yet, but we'll put a name out there. Probably something Forged in Fire Fest or something like that, something along the same marketing.
It's perfect too because it's the beginning of the new year and
hmm
the holidays are over and people are ready to go back to their
Yep.
regular lives and shit. You know.
But I will say this: I am planning a bigger festival for 2027 at the end of summer, and that'll be something that will be happening in Menifee as long as things kind of line up the way that they're supposed to.
You could always do shows other places and just
Mhm.
be like Above the Iron Presents.
That's exactly. So Menifee is opening a amphitheater as long as it opens on the timeline that they're saying it is, which it should be open by the beginning or by the end of 2026. Then hopefully, if the things line up the way that we want them to, we will be able to go ahead with this festival, and it'll be Menifee's first comedy festival that's happening outdoors, big amphitheater, thousands of tickets will be available for people. So hopefully, we'll be bringing in people not just in Menifee, but people in the surrounding areas.
You might get your picture in the paper with all that.
Hoping,
You guys have local paper?
we do. We have not like a local paper, but we have no local like Menifee Experience. Shout out to them, by the way. Like they really helped us get the word out. They are I don't know if news source is the right thing, but they're a local like Instagram marketing page that like helps people know like what's in the know specifically in Menifee.
I was like, maybe you can let the local paper
hmm
come do interview you guys.
Oh, dude, I'll call Press Enterprise. I'll have them come do a story because I'm sure like if we can get a big enough name and not just doing enough for Menifee, like getting people to come there because there's something that we don't have an Inland Empire Comedy Festival that really is like a bigger thing. So if things line up the way that I want them to, hopefully that's what
Don't
we'll
let
have.
Dave Thompson hear this.
Oh, that's right. Sorry, Dave's doing something. Well, that's fine. Dave's the homie. So I love
like-
competing with my friends, and I think that's a healthy competition to have.
He just booked me on a show, and I forgot to plug it on the last episode.
Damn.
So later in the end of the episode, I will plug it. This
Okay,
time.
cool.
Completely forgot because
Yeah.
the last dude I was talking to, I just sometimes I forget. You know,
Yeah.
I tried not to forget certain things in the pod or certain questions I'm gonna ask, and then the pod's over, and I'm like, fuck, I forgot to talk about
It
it.
happens, but quick shout out to Dave Thompson though, because dude, Dave Thompson's the homie. He's somebody
He's
who's
probably
helped me out.
giggling in his car right now.
Oh
Listening
hell
to
yeah,
this.
good, yeah. I've done his car is it Carmody?
Yeah.
Yeah, great podcast.
Yeah, shout out to anyone doing this shit. Keep the IE going, homie. Like,
Yeah.
I'm trying. I'm holding it down out here for us, but I'm trying to get more people on here, but it's hard. So I don't know. That's why I'm glad we've only met maybe once, probably
Yeah.
a long time. You probably don't remember me, but I appreciate you coming out here. Like,
Yeah, of course.
I need people to come out here.
Yeah.
I try to be, like give everyone a platform. Like some people aren't so nice to me, but fuck them. Like.
Yeah, no, dude, you're doing something great. You're helping us, like you just said, you're giving us a platform for us to talk about the stuff that we're doing here in the Inland Empire. So the more, I don't know why anybody would be upset with you or not want to come do this because at the end of the day, if they get more promotion and it's free, like you're doing us a service.
Yeah, I know. The problem is, it's just like I said, there's not that too many people out here doing this, so you just get the flack. Because you're getting
Yeah.
judged by the people who this is the only thing they can listen to out here, and then they're like, "Oh, fuck that guy," like
Yeah,
they don't like what I do or what I say on here. You don't have to listen. Go listen
Yeah.
to the other guy's podcast. then.
100%. Like that's kind of the nice thing about choice, right? Like, hey, we're just out here doing our thing, and if you like it, cool. If not, why are you wasting your breath by telling me or like, causing a ruckus about it?
Exactly. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm winging, just like you. You're a new comedy club. Like you're not perfect right now, but you'll figure it out.
Mhm.
I'm figuring it out as I go. my goal is just to make every episode better than the next. Like try to keep the conversation more interesting. And it's hard. Like I said, you interview somebody you don't know and
Yeah.
make it entertaining. It's not easy.
No, not at all. Not at all.
But I have the gift of gab. I can talk to people. Sometimes I talk too much. Sometimes I don't talk enough. Like.
Yeah.
But yeah, like I said, I'm learning. I don't know what I'm doing. Didn't take a class for this. Just like you didn't take a class for owning the fucking above the iron.
No, no.
Would you consider taking like business classes to learn?
Um, I think I would definitely love to learn from somebody who's done this more than I have. I think I have a pretty good grasp on like what's needed versus what's not. But I'm never gonna say no to information from somebody who's done this already or done this on a bigger level or scale. Like, if anything, what I would like to know is get somebody who's worked on festivals and like have a conversation with them because that's where I think I understand most of what needs to be done, but I'm sure there's stuff that I'm leaving on the table that I'm not even thinking
I
about.
think sponsors is number one for sure.
Yeah.
Like local food, wherever you're at, Menifee, right? Local food vendors,
Hmm.
local companies, the coffee shops, burgers, food trucks. Like reach out to all those people.
Yeah.
Maybe you could just make an ad. Hey, we're looking to do this festival. Any food truck or vendors want to
Well,
like to get in?
I think the tough part about that, I mean, yes, for sure, like put out and see who's gonna reach out to you. But I also think when you put that out, it kind of gives like oh, they'll take anybody kind of thing. And what I find is going to the actual business, every city has their own business networking groups,
Mhm.
and you got to find the ones that are about other businesses and how you guys can mutually benefit from each other. You know what I mean? Like one thing I never would have thought of was talking to like extermination companies or companies that just need leads
Phil.
because yeah, right. But at the end of the day, like if his extermination company can get in front of the thousands of people that we bring to a comedy show, or at least like have a way to like talk to them, they're going to benefit by the potential customers. People are going to benefit because they're putting money into a local business that is owned, hopefully by somebody that's local. And then we are benefiting because we're getting sponsor money or we're getting the word out there about, we're keeping everything local, I guess is my point. And I really want to put that out there with when you start a business in a spot, like you need to be all about the city that you're doing stuff in. You need to have a reason to be bigger than yourself. Because if I was to just do above the iron because I want more stage time,
You know what you should
it,
do?
mm,
You should hit up the local firefighters, the
oh yeah,
local police department. Make friends with them. Invite them to fire and fighter night, police night. Because then, if you ever have issues at your club, you know the police. You're
oh
like, hey,
100%,
hey,
right.
it's Frank. You know.
Yeah, yeah. Come handle this, please.
No, but I'm serious. But
Yeah.
anytime, like you're in a place like that, like having the local like pillars of the community is good
Mhm.
to have.
Oh, 100%. I have my eyes set on the mayor of Menifee right now. He's a cool guy. I know he knows about us, but I definitely next time we have like a bigger name headliner, I want to invite him down to a show to come hang out with us.
I met the mayor of Norco at a show, and
Oh,
he liked.
I mean that's neat.
I was up there telling dick and fart jokes,
Yeah.
and I think it was a Lola bar at a show. It was a while back. It was at some dinky bar in Norco, and the mayor was there, and I didn't know. Like,
Yeah.
and he was like, "Oh, you were pretty funny up there." Like, he was a white
Heck
dude. I was
yeah.
like, "Thank you."
For sure. The mayor of Norco, white dude for sure.
No, but that's the only time I ever met like a local, like as
Politician.
politician or
Yeah.
whatever. But he was cool. As I'm saying, like I think they don't care. They just like the community being a community.
Hmm.
If it's a positive place, it's not causing them problems. More to it.
Yeah.
Unless you guys are a problem, then
No, for sure, right? And I think that's the thing is like I don't want to cause rifts between the community. If anything, I want to bring them together because that's how we're going to survive.
to get your local firefighters, your local
Hmm.
nurses, whatever. Like have benefit shows where you can like donate money to the fire
Yeah,
department.
we're actually working with Dave Thompson to do a Christmas show.
Yeah,
So, and we're going to
teddy
donate
bears for
toys and
kids,
stuff. Yeah.
toys for tots, whatever.
Yeah.
That's cool. Yeah, it's always great to support the community because in the end, they'll be the people who will come to your shows.
Yeah.
Like that's actually pretty inspiring. That's cool. If you guys do something like that, I'd be down to come down to that.
Yeah, of course, please. Like that's what again, like I'm all about Menifee. I think that like it's a place where people have to leave to go get any form of entertainment. So like if we can bring multiple things there, and it's not just the comedy. Gray Iron does a great job of doing all kinds of. We have wrestling. We have an indie wrestling company that does shows there. I want to say for sure every other month, but it might be monthly.
How big is the venue?
It's not super big, but we do a lot of stuff like in the parking lot or outdoor and like so we definitely make it work for us, even though we're a smaller venue, whether it's Gray Iron, whether it's above the iron, like we do what we have to do to accommodate as long as it's within reason.
Is the weather like cool out there? You guys don't get too hot, too cold?
Yeah, it's a little bit of both. I mean, in the IE, you're kind of used to it, right? So, sometimes it's super hot, but we do have indoors, We try to run the AC as cold as possible, and especially upstairs for the comedy club, we keep the door closed so we can keep the cold air good. First show is usually a little bit colder. Second show maybe gets a little bit hot, but
That's badass. Cause like right now we're upstairs in my house. I turn the AC on late, and it's like I'm fucking sweating over here.
yeah, it's a little hot, dude. I'm not gonna
And
lie.
these lights don't make it any easier,
Oh no, no.
But yeah, I'm like, am I have beating sweat in the thing? But
Right?
yeah. Anyways, so now that you've been doing comedy, you said 14 years now.
Yeah.
Now do you have a club? Where do you see yourself in the next 5 years? Like, are you gonna retire and just be a club owner? Or are you
No, I want to be a comic. At the end of the day, like, realistically, I one of the things was so I could like work on my headlining set more. You know, I want to be able to do that without having to mess up someone else's show or like get it, just dial it in the way that like I want to dial it in. And so I've been featuring for a long time. I love featuring. If I'm super honest, like I don't think people admit enough to this. Doing the transition to headlining is, for me, it's very hard. For me, it's really just mental. I don't know why. I have this weird issue when I headline, I just don't feel like I own that spot yet. And so I'm really trying to work on that. So like when I am ready to like headline more and do more, like I wanna be able to put on a show that I'm really proud of. When my goal hopefully in these next 5 years is to dial that in. I really want to start touring. Prior to opening the club, I did Austin a few times back to back, and then I ended up going to Arizona and a couple other places, and I had a lot of fun doing that. Like I would love to be back on the road doing stuff. And that's really where I feel you test your metal, man. You test, do my jokes translate to these people that don't know me at all? And especially like in a lot of places where they have shows, it's like the only form of entertainment that they have. So like, am I gonna make it worth this people's time, for the one night out they have? Like I love being able to test myself and do more and see the different climates that these places are in.
You know what's great is that now you can like develop network where the bigger comics you have come in, and maybe next time they'll take you on the road with them, or
Hmm.
vice versa. Like, hey, you might meet somebody on the road, like, hey, come to my club whenever you're out here. So
Yeah.
you should start reaching out to like all the San Diego comics. Is it like a lot of big comics go that way, and it's on the way back to LA, right?
Yeah, no, I tell comics all the time. We've been very fortunate to have some bigger name comics come through, and I tell them like, if you
Like
guys,
who?
Jay Valentino comes through a lot. Eric Ochoa, Super Ego. I don't know if you're familiar.
Yeah, I've heard of
Yeah, he's the homie. He's a OG YouTuber. He's somebody I never thought I would work with,
him.
and for him to come through and hang out with us a few times, like he's been really awesome. Um, we just had my homie Martin,
Yeah,
Fluffy's
yeah.
main guy. Martin came through, killed it, and like it was one of those nights where I'm like, this is a night no one's gonna forget for a long time. Like it was so much fun. The club was packed. I mean, we had so many comics that came through just to hang out, and Martin was just like, dude, put everyone up. And I was like, let's go, dude, super show. I love that. I love that we have so many headliners that are coming through, that just want to give other comics opportunities on our open mic. We have headliner spots that people can come. If you're a headliner working on new stuff, they hit me up. We have two spots that we give away. They hit me up and they come through and work on stuff. Like, where else are you going to find an open mic where a headliner that you normally would have to pay comes through and works out?
It's crazy when you see them. I've seen comics do that, like bigger name comics. Like I saw Willie Barcena at a show one time in Pomona or something. It was a little mic, an open mic, and he was there, and I was like, what the fuck is he doing here?
Yeah.
But it's cool that they still stay out there and test their material and shit.
Oh, 100%. Dude, Conan just did the
Yeah,
Chatterbox.
yeah.
Shout out to them. They're a huge staple in comedy. And they were able to, get one of the biggest comedians out there to come and run his new stuff. And it's things like that that I think like LA or New York or Austin is really privy to. And it makes me so proud and happy that we're able to offer something even similar to that.
Do you offer like filming sets there? Like, do you guys have
Not
that up yet?
yet, but we are working on that right now. So hopefully.
Because that's a benefit. Like, if you say, hey, we can film your sets and give
Mhm.
it to them, or
Well, right now we are working on actually possibly producing some specials out of there. No one huge that's working on stuff, but we I really want to eventually, one of my goals with this club was to be a very content forward club. I want to be able to do showcases where we film comics doing 10-minute sets and distribute it for
What
them.
about live podcasts? You let podcasters come through there?
Not yet, but that's something that we would definitely talk about. It's just one of those things where like it has to make sense for us to distribute it, and I think I want to be a stand-up forward club before we offer podcasting. But that definitely is something that's on the table and something we would definitely consider if it was to make sense. And if we're starting to get more of a platform, then yeah, I would like to have more content in podcasting with the next.
Because like Legion of Skanks, they do theirs at the New York Comedy
Mhm.
Club, and then like Kill Tony and the Mothership. So it's kind of it
Oh, you
helps.
mean like as like a show?
Yeah, like
Oh yeah,
I'm
yeah,
saying like they film theirs there.
yeah.
Like
So
it becomes their room, you know, like so
mhm.
you film and it promotes your club at the same time. That's
I see
just
what you're saying. Yeah. Yeah, that would be something, but they sell it as like a show, right? Like
yeah.
if you go see them, like if
Yeah,
you go see Kill
yeah.
Tony, you still have to buy a ticket. So yeah, stuff like that for sure. I would not mind doing if you're selling like tickets and doing it as a show for sure. I would allow that.
Yeah, I'm not talking about a couple guys just using your room
Yeah,
for.
yeah, yeah. That's why I
No,
was
I'm
confused. I was
saying
like, what?
because I'm a fan of the some live podcasts like Legion of Skanks. They put on their shows and then people just come watch and people actually like going just to
Mhm.
listen. Like
Oh yeah.
I don't think I'd ever pay to go see a live podcast,
You
but
know, I did it actually before I got into comedy. I'm a huge Kevin Smith fan,
mhm.
and I went and saw him and Jason Mewes do the Getting Old podcast, and it was so fucking cool. Like, if you really enjoy the podcast and who the people are on, then
Kevin
like,
Smith, come check out the Above the Iron
dude,
Men of
I would.
the.
Oh my, dude, you have no clue. Like, besides like a few other people, like the fact that I got to work with Cheech and Chong already blows my mind. If I ever got the chance to work with Kevin Smith, I would. I could die.
They're very cool people. Like Jason Mewes, I've seen him a few times. He's put
Mhm.
on some of the local comics and Junior, and a few people on his shows, and that's cool. You know, like they're not assholes. You know, I think if
Yeah,
you ask, they'll do it. And they're always down in San Diego for Comic Con and shit. You know,
it's true.
you gotta hit them while the iron's hot, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. No, I would love to like that would be a dream come true to
Make a
have
clip
go.
in Above the Iron, like, hey, if you ever want to come through, because Jason Mewes performs. He's a stand-up
No, he
comic.
he is. I just have no clue how to contact him.
Well, Adrian Luna, I don't even know who that is.
Hmm.
He knows him. He's opened for him a few times,
Okay.
and Junior's opened for him. So I don't know if you know those guys, but
I think we probably talked. I don't think I know him like super
they're
well.
they're locals out here.
Hmm.
But I know for sure they know those guys,
Okay.
and he comes down to Improv a lot. So I don't know. Maybe you can hit him up. He'll come. I guarantee you, he'll come to your
That would be
show.
freaking dope. That like
He's
the-
on Twitch. Get on the game and play Call of Duty with him.
I
Like,
know.
hey, like.
By the way,
I'm
you
just
know,
here at my comedy club.
you know what? I get weird about stuff like that because I feel I hate meet and greets in general.
Mhm.
And I feel like because they're so disingenuous, and I don't like when people do it to me, so I try not to do it to other people when people come at me from purely a business angle in the sense that like they want something from me versus like create the relationship a little bit. You know what I mean? Like make me feel good about wanting to
So
work with you.
make a Twitch account and start gaming with him.
Yeah.
He games with people. Like that's
Does
what.
he?
Yeah, I don't know what he plays, but
Yeah.
Jason's a big fan of Legos too. So like,
Oh, okay.
there's little ways you can get into
Yeah.
him. He likes it when people like he doesn't drink or anything
Mhm.
anymore. Fans will send him Lego sets and he'll build them in his hotels on the road,
That's
whatever.
pretty cool,
And then he
actually.
donates them to people or whatever. So like that's just something you can break the ice with. Like,
Okay.
hey, you want to build this Millennium Falcon in my club?
Yeah.
I don't know.
That'd be
I
about it.
guarantee you they would come. They could probably do the little. He does the Jason Muse stories or
Yeah.
amusing story, whatever the
Stories.
fuck
Yeah.
it is. My daughter's a big fan. I met him and I got his autograph. He autographed a little comic book for her. She's
Nice.
not here, but it's in her room.
Yeah.
Like,
I have two of their figures. I have Blunt Man and Chronic, and then they're both signed by them.
that's badass.
Yeah.
Where'd you meet him at?
I got to meet them at when they did the podcast. So they were
Oh,
doing it
okay.
at the Comedy Store, and that was my first time ever going to the Comedy Store and hanging out and just getting to see them, dude. I was starstruck to the max, dude. I like couldn't even speak. I was like, "Oh my God, this is so crazy that they're here." Like you do get excited to see people, and it's funny because I do feel like comedy's taking that from me a little bit. Like I don't really get starstruck when I meet people
Me
anymore,
neither.
but like certain people I do. Like I met the it's so dumb. I met the guy that plays Green Arrow from the TV show.
I don't know what
No,
that
it
is.
was like a CW show or whatever, and I was at a Dodger game and I passed him, and I made myself look like a total stalker by just saying like just dumb shit.
I saw Felipe Esparza at a Dodger game one
Oh
time.
hell yeah.
He was just walking by, and I was like, everybody was hitting him up. I didn't bother him, but I was just
Yeah.
like, wow, there he is.
No, it is a trip. Like they're just regular people, you know?
Yeah, Jason Mewes was the last comic I saw before I started comedy.
Oh,
Like, I
nice.
went to go see him at the Ontario Improv, and after that, I was like, all right, I want to do this. So
Yeah.
he's kind of like one of my inspirations of why I started comedy
Oh,
too.
that's
Like,
cool.
he went up there and just killed it. Just went up there
Yeah.
for an hour, just telling the craziest fucking stories. Have you ever seen him perform live?
Not stand up, but I would love to see it one day.
He's a great storyteller, and like
Oh
his
yeah.
life is fucking nuts.
Yeah,
Like,
I've heard some of his stories that he's done like on the podcast and stuff, and like I was a big fan of that before I started. Kevin Smith was one for me too. Like just I don't know if you ever seen the movie he had these like they're basically comedy specials where he used to do Q&As at
yeah, yeah,
colleges,
yeah.
an evening with Kevin Smith or whatever. I love all those. So like that really inspired me to like, oh, I would love to tell stories one day.
I went to like a not a Comic Con, but a different one. And it's like it was like a smaller version. I
Mhm.
forgot what it was called. And I met one of the women from the Clerks movie, the 37 Dick's girlfriend.
Oh, no way. That's awesome.
I didn't know this, but you're supposed to like pay to take pictures with him or
Oh
whatever.
yeah.
I didn't know. We just got there and I just saw her walking by and I was like,
Mhm.
"Oh, hey, can I get a picture with you?" I
Yeah.
took a picture. She did not look happy.
Oh, if you catch them like that, it's not that bad.
I didn't know. I was my first like con that I've ever been
Yeah.
to, and I didn't know like they set up their booths and they
Yeah.
sell shit.
I mean, if you catch them in the wild, they usually don't care because that's just what it is. But yeah, if you go to the booth, then yes, you are supposed to
He's
like
like, "My
tip them.
girlfriend sucked 37 dicks." He's like, "In a row?"
Yeah. No, see, and like it's things like that. Like, so I love movies. Um, Movies like that are what inspired me to like learn more about comedy and go, what is writing, what is this and what is that, you know?
Sorry, go ahead.
No, and it just, I feel for like comedy movies now. I feel like back in the day, you would get people that had these stories or comedians that wanted to be comedic actors as well and do more. And I feel like right now we're seeing the beginning of that. We're seeing a lot more of it happen. Even in stand up, like in Austin, they have all these, I hate the term personally, but like they have like gimmick shows. You,
Mhm.
you get what I'm guessing? And so they have all these like shows that are not just gimmicks for stand up, but they have like shows that like are including like improv or different acting scenarios and different things. And so I think we're going to start seeing a lot of comedic actors come out of stand up and different shows that are coming
You
out.
know, I'd love to see if my favorite comedic actor is Danny McBride. If he would ever do
Hmm.
stand up, I would. I don't get it. Like, how are you that great as a comedic actor? You don't do it. You know,
I
like
think it's different. Well, the one thing I've noticed, and it's changing a little bit, but like when I first was coming up, it was like improv people were like a different breed of comics. They were like much happier and not so like most stand-ups are pretty depressed, you know what I mean? And so I just would view them that way. Now I think it's different because I think the genres are starting to blend a little more. Like, are you familiar with Dropout?
yeah.
Yeah, like that's a huge thing, and I think a lot of those guys have done stand up or have are stand up influenced a lot. So you start seeing that they're able to like carry stories more, like do more like one man shows or things that aren't mostly just for stand ups, and we're seeing it blend.
Those improv guys are beasts. They're
Hmm.
real good at like like dealing with the hecklers or whatever. They're
Oh yeah,
fast. Like,
yeah,
you don't want to fuck with those
yeah. Mm-mm.
people. But yeah, like I said, I like all forms of comedy. I don't, what's your style of comedy? Well, how would you describe yourself?
So I recently changed it because I used to just say like I'm a storyteller that does crowd work. I describe myself as a conversationalist. And the reason I say that is because I do like my comedy feeling like it's a conversation,
Exactly.
like it's a back and forth,
I'm
you know?
trying to get on that level, like where I want to engage with the audience
Hmm.
and blend my jokes, but like I said, some people are afraid to interact or like
Yeah.
I'll ask a simple basic question, like I'm not gonna shit on you, like I just want to talk with you, you
Well,
know?
I think okay, so I think a thing that helped me out with that is like, do you understand what forced choice is or a for so like in just as an example, in Magic, you're never in control, the magician's always in control.
Hmm.
So even if you're picking a number, they might have influenced how you pick that number or how you pick a certain card. So you're never really choosing anything. You're just kind of going along with what they're imposing on you. And so I kind of take the same philosophy with comedy. I don't need the audience to do anything besides give me a genuine reaction.
Hmm.
Whether it's in the direction I necessarily want them to go or not, I'm prepared for both. So whether it's like, oh, hey, what do you do for work? and they don't give me an answer, oh, you do nothing? That must be nice to be poor. You know what I mean? And like that's just something I was just talking, right? And so a lot of it also, I'm a true believer in stream of consciousness when it comes to crowd work. Like I'm not trying to rehearse any of it, or I'm trying to like have things to say. It's just that I'm constantly leaving a blank space in my mind so that way I can fill it with something, if that makes sense.
I've
So,
never heard someone speak so deep on this.
I love comedy philosophy. I love theories and like how it all works and everything. But I think if I can be clear-minded and trust myself fully to say the funniest thing, then I can fill that space with something that's in my mind. So a lot of times when I'm talking to somebody, I'm just collecting data. I'm just waiting for my brain to go, oh, this is something that's funny. And then it grabs it and puts it in that space. And I just say the first thing that's in there. And so that allows me to be spontaneous, improv, but not, again, like I know what the funny, I have a good sense that what I'm going to say is going to be funny no matter what. So I don't question it. So I just let it happen.
What's your writing method like? Are you the kind of guy that has to sit down with a pen and paper, or do you think it and write it, or do you just keep it all in your head?
I do menial tasks to get bored on purpose, and then my brain will naturally be like, "Oh, we're bored. Okay." And then it'll just start popping ideas in. And so like sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. I'm trying to get more I started adapting different art forms into my everyday life. So I started journaling and so I started actually drawing and stuff. And that's actually helped me to learn how to be more expressive with things that might not be funny. And then I can go back and be like, okay, how do I actually feel about this in a funny way? And then how can I like make it funny?
Do you read a lot?
No.
I'm trying to get more into reading because it helps with your vocabulary,
Hmm.
like expand your mind. Like they were saying, like I'm gonna compare this to rap right now.
Yeah.
They were saying that the reason why rap sucks now is nobody reads books anymore. Like the newer generation, they don't read. So like if you listen to rap in the '90s, it was more like intelligent. Like the rhymes were intelligent. Like
Hmm.
Wu Tang, fucking Nas, like all those people back then, they read books and they actually expanded their mind. You can't just like it's not even just about rap, it's about reading and expanding your mind. So I'm saying with comedy, I started reading comedy books and then to
Hmm.
me I don't really like it's kind of hard to read how to do comedy, but
Yeah.
I'm trying to get in more in just to reading in general, like just to like expand my mind. Like when I was a kid, I hated reading and writing. Now
Hmm.
that I do comedy, I have to read and write. Like
Yeah. No, I'm in the same boat. I used to not like it, but I agree with the ideology of like you need to consume media. I am a big I'm really big on like I need to watch as much as possible. Watching stuff is my favorite way of ingesting media, whether it's TV shows, whether it's podcasts, whether it's anything. And I even tell people you should watch a lot of stand up. I get so inspired by watching stand up. And I know a lot of people are like, well, aren't you worried you're gonna take jokes? Aren't you worried you're gonna no. I'm influenced by the way that they do things, or I'm inspired. Like I also want to write a joke about Scooby Doo. Who doesn't want to have a good Scooby Doo joke, you
I
know?
recommend anyone to download Tubi because they have
Hmm.
so many classic comedy movies
Hmm.
and comedy stand-ups. Like,
Yeah, there's certain stand-up specials that if you have not watched, you need to watch
and
them.
it's on Tubi.
Yeah. Eddie Murphy's Both Raw and Delirious. Excuse me. If you haven't watched those as a stand-up, you're like just missing out on like what it is to write jokes that are literally timeless. Like I know like certain jokes like the ice cream joke
Yes,
might not hit with certain people now because we have less and less ice cream men every year. But I think people can understand making fun of children or your fellow, child when you're that age. And I think people can understand the different concepts that he has about his family or the different concepts he have has about between him and Bill Cosby. Like the concepts are timeless. And I think showing the newer generation like what we were laughing at before is very inspirational and can even come around. I think we're seeing people like Timmy No Breaks. I think if comedy was not where it is right now, we could not have people doing characters on stage. And I think that is opening up a whole new realm of what comedy could be. And a lot of people are even suggesting that comedy is almost in a state of like starting over. And we're going
yeah,
to get
I
to
heard
see a
about
lot of
that.
stuff in the next few years that are going to be really crazy.
They're saying that comedy always heals itself. Like
Hmm.
whatever is popular now, people are gonna go back to like, no, I like the other form better. Like so improv or one-liners or whatever. Everything. But honestly, whatever can make people laugh. Let's all do it. You like I said, when you book shows, right, you're gonna have all walks of life. A
Mhm.
one-liner guy, a fucking storyteller, a fucking crowd work guy. But like it's cool just to see it all come together, you
Yeah,
know? Like I don't get when some people, oh, I only like crowd work or I only like one-liners. Like I've tried one-liners, I give it up for them. They're so hard just
yeah.
to boom, 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 boom. Like just to remember all that shit is
Oh,
crazy.
100%. Anyone that does like, so from my understanding, and I could be wrong, but there's really only two styles of comedy. When you really break everything down, there's only two styles, which is jokes or storytelling. And so no matter if you're someone like me, at the end of the day, yeah, I blend crowd work in. I still am a storyteller, you know? But there's, oh fuck, what was my point? Um, I think my point was something like no matter what, like we are going to go back to the basics of it and we're going to see that through and through everything.
Hell yeah. Hey, we're about an hour and 20 minutes in. Is there anything else you want to talk about or bring up before we go?
No, I think
Anything we didn't cover?
we talked about the club, we talked about projects I wasn't even thinking about talking about, but we totally did.
You heard it here, an exclusive.
Exactly.
Crimson Comedy exclusive.
No, I think if I had one last thing, is that cool? Hey,
Any advice you'd like to give to
oh,
newer comics or people wishing to pursue club owning or whatever it is?
okay.
Any final thoughts for you?
Yeah. If you're new to comedy and you want to start, uh, go check out your local open mic. We have open mics literally everywhere. No matter where you are, if you're in California, if you're in Idaho, if you're wherever, like there are open mics by you, so you can go and check them out. Um, one thing I will say is if you are somebody who has a big personality, focus on your writing because personality will get you stage presence. But if you can add quality to that, you're going to go very far. If you're somebody who doesn't have personality, but you kind of understand how to write jokes or you can feel like you can kind of get the, you know how to put a punchline out there, work on your stage presence. Because I think, you know, we're always lacking somewhere, but stage presence is something where you can only really gain it by just putting hours in, getting on that stage as much as possible, making that place so comfortable that there's really like no switch of anxiety between before you're on the stage and then when you step onto it.
Yeah, because the audience can tell by your stage presence, like if you're nervous or whatever. If you're confident and you're comfortable up there, they're gonna be more happier. They're gonna
Oh, for
laugh more,
sure.
you know.
Also, I don't think they're like assuming anything. So like they won't know you're you're not comfortable until you tell them or show them that. So if you just go up there and you just make it seem like you don't give a shit, you're more like they're just gonna go with whatever you're doing, you know? As far as starting to be a producer or your own club, um, get in. I think every comic should get into producing at least for a little bit to understand what it is, because at the end of the day, even at the highest levels of this thing, you're always going to be a producer. If you're fluffy, you're producing your 70,000 people that you sold out at SoFi. You have your hand on every part of that. So producing is a skill that you have to learn because at the end of the day, it's your show with your name on it. So even if you just started comedy, go hang out at shows. Volunteer. Every producer that's doing a show needs somebody to help them. So go hang out. That's hanging out at shows and helping producers has gotten me in so many doors because I was willing to do the work and just because I wanted to be there and learn. And you pick up more from just being in the room, being a fly on the wall. Like that's what the one thing I love about our door guy program is you get to watch so many headliners come through and you get to just watching the Netflix special is never going to be the same as watching it happen live.
So I said it's 10 times funnier in person.
Oh, for
If you
sure.
laugh at a joke on TikTok, it's 10 times funnier in
Mm-hmm.
person.
100%.
So yeah, okay. Now let's real quick. Do you want to promote any shows you got coming up or anything?
Nothing for me personally, but guys, just come to Above the Iron. That's my only thing is it's a place that needs people to survive.
Do you have any big shows coming up there? Anything you want to plug there?
We have Joanna.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Can I look real
Go
quick?
yeah. Go
We
ahead.
have
Take your time. That's what we're here. We're here to promote.
yeah.
Well, while he's waiting, I'm gonna say I have a show coming up. I forgot to mention this last episode, but I will be at the district in Redlands. The no, I don't even know. I gotta look what it's called.
Hell yeah. All right, we have Joanna Coca on September 12th. So that's gonna be a really great show, dude. She was just opening for Joe Coy, I believe over here in Temecula at Pachanga and a couple other places. Bebos is gonna be there
Shout out to Bebos.
on 9/25. And then we are going to have the homie Luis Villaseñor there on 10:23. He's headlining. And then right after him, we have Edwin San Juan on 11:06. So we
Yeah,
have a lot of great names coming out. You know, Edwin San Juan was the resident headliner at Planet Hollywood for years.
yeah,
You
I've
know,
seen him before.
yeah, he's great.
Um, so I want to plug my show real quick. I forgot what I was telling you to check, but I have a show. It's the Heatwave Comedy Tour with Dave Thompson, Melissa Nami, Pierce Zamora, Mike James, Mike Baker. It's August 30th at the District in downtown Redlands, and the flyer's on my page. You guys can see it there.
Yeah,
But
but those guys are all great. All those most of those guys are regulars at Above the Iron.
well, then see
So
it,
great club.
the circle just goes around. But
Yeah.
yeah. Anyways, Frank, before we go, let the viewers know where they can find you and your club and all that, the social medias.
Yeah, you can find me at Useless Frank. That's pretty much everything on TikTok, Instagram, YouTube. And then as far as the club, at Above the Iron Comedy Club, everything's under the same name. Eventbrite is the best way to find us. We have several ways you can find us. Instagram is the main place where we do stuff, and then we're growing our YouTube right now, so we have several videos that will be coming out soon.
All right, guys, check him out. Follow his club. I'm gonna come check out your club soon. All right, I'm gonna
Yeah.
plan a time to come
No,
out.
we'll get you a spot.
I didn't
No,
ask.
no,
He gave
no.
it
Yeah,
to me.
we'll
All
get you a
right.
spot, dog.
See, I'm not here kissing ass.
No, no,
He gave it to me.
he earned it.
But so I look forward to that. But you guys can go ahead and follow me on my Instagram, AndyC_comedy, and to anyone who goes to Menifee and likes his club, follow the Crimson Comedy Show. We're on Instagram, YouTube, Spotify. Help us build this. Fucking like, subscribe, like whatever. You don't have to. You don't want to. Cool. But anyways, it's been great having you here. I learned a lot. I didn't really realize how deep you were into comedy. Like I've never had someone like you. Kind of blew my mind in some points. I was like, holy
No.
shit, this guy's really deep into this shit.
Dude, anytime you want to talk comedy theory, you let me know.
But we'll have you back here maybe in 6 months. We'll talk about the club again or
Yeah.
whatever you got going on. But it's great having you here. Good night, guys. See you later.